सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामय सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखात् भाग् भवेत्। See, I put the topic that how to overcome negative emotions or negative thoughts. If we chant this prayer, this one, with proper understanding, this itself will go a long way to remove the negativities of the mind. May everyone be happy and peaceful at all levels of the personality: material, physical, emotional, intellectual, spiritual. May they, first line is may everyone be happy. Second line, let everybody be comfortable and happy at all levels of the personality. Spiritually, may we see that which is divine and holy. May there be no suffering anywhere. If we genuinely, sincerely, not mechanically, but genuinely, sincerely repeat this prayer, it will soon percolate into actions. Now, the root of emotions, any emotion, positive or negative, the root of emotion is desire. Desire modifies into an emotion. Emotion is very difficult to explain on its own, like define emotions. Emotions are feelings. We understand what it is, can't really define it. It springs from the mind. When you use your intellect or understanding, the emotion is pure. Sometimes when the mind takes over, it becomes a self-centered or an egocentric emotion. But if the intellect is applying its understanding to it, then the emotion remains pure. But emotions or feelings are at the level of the mind. We understand it better with examples: love, compassion, kindness, gratitude, cheerfulness. These are emotions at the level of the mind, positive emotions. Now, negative emotions: jealousy, anger, hatred, arrogance, greed. These are negative emotions. Now, what we need to remember, so we will try to approach it, how to control negative emotions from the level of the mind. We will try to cover the how to deal with negative emotions from the absolute point of view and from the relative point of view. Relative point of view means you are applying your intellect, understanding. From the absolute point of view, you are looking at it from the point of view of the self. The truth that the scriptures tell us is that our real nature, just 1 second. Our real nature is the divine self. We are not aware of it, but the nature of the self is Satchit Anand, Satchit Sukham. It is absolute bliss. It is eternal bliss. We don't understand it. It's infinite bliss. It's a state of Paripurna. Whoever is aware of the self, whoever is self-realized, whoever is enlightenment, they feel a sense of completeness. They are whole. They are complete, all full. The self within is all full, complete. We have the most intimate relationship with the self. सतीश सबको बोल दो, अगर समझ में नहीं आया they can ask me in Hindi. Otherwise I'm just going on in English because yeah.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Yeah, right.
Basarji, sorry, it's Sunny after a long time. I hope
Hi,
I'm
Sunny.
not interrupting you.
No, great to see you.
Seeing you maybe after 2 years now, okay? I
Wow.
was in India, so the time zone just matched up. मैंने कहा let me just say pranam to you.
No, yeah. In fact, last time I would have not seen you on the videos. It's after a long time. It's definitely after a long time.
Yes.
Great.
Yes.
Welcome, Sunny. So, you're in India. Where are you?
I'm
Bombay.
now. I was with Sri Ravi Shankar in the morning in Bangalore.
Okay. Okay. Very nice. Very nice.
Okay. Right. Thank you.
Right. No problem. Right. So we have the most intimate relationship with the self. We cannot lose the self. If the bulb is giving light, if the fan is moving, if the heater is heating or the cooler is cooling, if the electrical gadget is functioning, that means there is electricity. Now, the fact that the body is perceiving and acting, the mind is feeling emotions, the intellect is thinking, the fact that I'm able to move my finger up and down, हाथ हिल रहा है ना, इसका मतलब consciousness is there, Atman is there. So we are never not in touch with the self. The self is there, and the nature of self is Satchit Anand, Satchit Sukham, absolute bliss, eternal bliss. But the problem is we are not aware of ourselves. We have not realized the self. We are caught up in body, mind, intellect, sharir, man, buddhi. We are caught up in the quagmire of perceptions, emotions, and thoughts. We are caught up in our experiences. Therefore, we miss the self. So none of us are feeling the fullness of the self, that wholeness of the self. No matter how much life brings her, तो जितना भी पैसे आ जाए, जो भी हो जाए लाइफ में, हमेशा लगता है कि something is missing. There is no such thing as absolute fulfillment in life. थोड़ी देर के लिए we are happy, relative fulfillment is there, but there is no such thing as absolute fulfillment. This feeling of void, this feeling of incompleteness, it's an imaginary feeling, because I said we are in touch with the self. I'm moving the finger up and down. No doubt my mind is saying move it, or my intellect is saying move it, but I'm able to move it because the Atman is there. Since the Atman is in me, inside me there is absolute bliss, but I am not aware of it. Not being aware of it, there is a feeling of void. This void is imaginary. The example that you have to remember is, if I have a well which is empty, कुएं में पानी नहीं है, well is empty. If I say fill it with water, anybody can fill it with water. You have to just bring tankers and tankers of water, you fill it. A real well can be filled with water. But if I say there is an imaginary well, kalpanik kuha, you cannot fill an imaginary well. You can bring the water of the entire world, but you cannot fill my imaginary well. So this feeling of void is imaginary. There is no void. We are all full. Through Atma Vidya, Brahma Vidya, we have to realize our fullness. Okay, so this is one part of it. Now the fact that we are feeling a sense of void, what happens is, no, I don't want that. Thank you. Now the fact that we are feeling a void, thoughts go into the world to fulfill that void. हमारे यहाँ से thoughts जाते हैं, whether it's money, whether it's relationships, whether it's name, fame, power, position, wherever it goes, doesn't matter where it's going. Thoughts are going into the world to fulfill that imaginary void. Because the void is imaginary, there is no real void. Nobody has filled that void. Nobody has filled the void. No matter how much life brings us, the void is never full, because there is no void. So we have to understand that first. Now, since the thoughts are going, this thought currents, हमारे यहाँ से जो thoughts जाता है world के तरफ, whether it's relationship, money, etc., those thought currents are called desires. Desires are thought currents from me towards different objects or beings of the world, to fulfill that, with the hope of fulfilling that incompleteness. Now, as long as desires are good and under control, mind is not agitated. If the desire is a negative desire, negative emotion, if the desire is uncontrolled, the mind is agitated. Just to make it a little lighter, अगर पेट में खाना नहीं है, भूख लगी है, तो thoughts will go towards food. If there is hunger, thoughts will go towards food. But अगर पेट is full, stomach is already full, and food is offered, what will Westerners say? No, thank you. If stomach is full and his food is offered to us Indians, what will we say? Quest team, हम लोग क्या बोलेंगे? पेट फुल है पर खाना आया, क्या बोलेंगे?
नहीं, ये फुल रहेगा तो पैसे खाएंगे ही नहीं सर.
हाँ नहीं, हम लोग कभी नो थैंक यू नहीं बोलेंगे. हम लोग बोलेंगे अभी नहीं, बाद में, नाउ लेटर. हम लोग कभी नो थैंक यू नहीं बोलते खाना को. सो सिमिलरली, मतलब इंडियंस का है, हम लोग का लाइफ ही खाना है. ब्रेकफास्ट, लंच, डिनर, खाना फ्रेश खाना है. So, just as stomach is empty, thoughts go towards food. Similarly, we experience void, thoughts are going towards the world. हम दुनिया के बारे में सोचता है, ये मिल जाएगा तो मैं खुश रहूंगा, ये मिल जाएगा तो मैं खुश रहूंगा, ये थॉट करंट डिजायर है. व्हेन द डिजायर इज फुलफिल्ड, आप जो चाहते थे वो मिल गया, तब क्या होता है, देयर इज अ फियर ऑफ लूजिंग. So fear is one negative emotion. If you still get what you want, there is greed for more and you don't control it. और चाहिए, 1000 मिल गया, 10,000 चाहिए, 10,000 मिल गया, 50 चाहिए, 50 मिल गया, 100 करोड़ चाहिए, 100 करोड़ है तो there is, you can, if you don't control the greed for more, greed, negative emotion. If I don't get what I want, जो चाहिए उसके बीच में कोई obstruction आ गया, then it is anger. Anger is desire obstructed. Anger is another negative emotion. Anger say there is hatred. Hatred is another negative emotion. Greed is also fulfilled. Then we get into sort of a mental delusion. Jealousy or arrogance. Jealousy, arrogance का हिंदी क्या है? ईर्ष्या और घमंड. Right? Irsha and Ghaman. So all these are negative emotions. Fear is a negative emotion. Anger is a negative emotion. Hatred or bitterness is a negative emotion. Greed is a negative emotion. Jealousy or arrogance is negative emotions. The moment there is any negative emotion, mind is disturbed. Where there is love, there is positive emotion, mind is peaceful. And if you act on that negative emotion, then the bad karma also. गुस्सा है, कुछ नहीं कर रहा हूं, ठीक है, माइंड इज डिस्टर्ब. बट गुस्सा है, गुस्से में मैं कुछ कर दिया, किसी को हार्म कर दिया, तो उसका कर्मा ऑल्सो विल कम बैक टू अस. सो लेट्स टेक अप फियर. When the desire is fulfilled, I get what I want. Now there is a fear of losing. So one of the very, very important thing is to understand the law of karma. Vedanta is saying that world is not functioning at random. What is wisdom? Wisdom is that life is always fair. Nothing is unfair happening. The unfairness is happening in a small bubble. But if you take a long span of time, nothing is imperfect. Law of karma is functioning with mathematical precision. We all get what we deserve. The deserving is positive and negative. So if we don't deserve to lose anything, we will not lose it. And if we deserve to lose it, anyway we'll lose it. So what is there to be afraid of? The law of karma should give us fear. See, one is we could become fear. Oh my God, I might lose this. I might lose this. I might lose this. If you deserve to lose it, anyway you have to lose it. So, and we don't know the past. Do you remember what you did in 11th of April at 9 p.m.? Do you remember what you did at 13th of Jan 2014 at 7 p.m.? We cannot remember the past. In fact, forgetting the past is forgetfulness is a divine blessing. It's called apohanam. If you remember everything, it's like a traffic jam in your head. You cannot survive. Suppose you remember your family from your last lifetime. Suddenly you cannot function. Forgetfulness is a blessing. It is impossible to remember what you have done in the past. So we don't know what's coming in the past. Just because you are afraid will not take away the effect. Fear से कुछ होगा नहीं. डर से क्या होगा? मेरे को तो अभी हिंदी स्टार्ट हो गया तो डर के आगे जीत है. डर से कोई फायदा नहीं है. Swami Vivekananda, he said, if I have to capture the entire message of Vedanta and Gita in one word, it is fearlessness. Fearlessness. If you know yourself, which cannot be destroyed, it is eternal, it is infinite, all powerful, then what is the fear? Now, me. Go ahead.
So, when you spoke about fear, there's a common terminology that you hear these days is trigger. People are trying very hard to stay positive, think the right thoughts, be productive through their day. And then they will say that I got triggered. I don't know if you heard that.
Yeah. I've heard of it.
No,
I would confess I have not used it in the class, but I've heard of it. Trigger. Yes.
Yeah. So this, initially I used to find it very difficult to understand what is this trigger. But trigger is basically, as per my understanding, is that you get one particular thought which triggers and spirals into multiple other negative thoughts. So
Correct.
That is one question I have from you, is that when that negative thought arises, there are a lot of ways which we can see on social media, etc., to understand. Don't think about it. Do box breathing. Go for a walk. That is all external activities. But inside us, how do we create that sanyam? Like, how do we gather ourselves when that triggering thought arises?
Right. So the trigger which is coming, it could be internal also, but I think here we are talking about an external trigger. Something is happening from outside that has triggered it,
Correct.
right?
Correct.
Right. So it could be a statement, it could be a situation. So when the trigger comes, there is a depending on the quality of the mind and intellect. What is your quality of mind and intellect? There is a reaction, and the reaction spirals into a lot of thoughts. And this spiral of these negative emotions can be very intense. It can last for a long time. If we are very evolved and the intellect is strong, you need not get affected by the trigger. That's what we say, are objective. You're not impulsive or emotional. The trigger comes. So the trigger is the remote control, which is saying volume, increase volume, the thoughts are increasing. Mute, you freeze, you keep quiet. So right now the mind is kind of getting dictated by the trigger, but the internal control is a strong intellect. Just because the trigger is there, the intellect gives you the capacity not to react to it or give the right reaction. So it is a strong. So if you understand the mind intellect, there is something which will react. That's the mind. And there is something which can observe and control the mind. That is the intellect. Mind is the flow of emotions in the river. Intellect is the banks of the river. So if the intellect is strong, then we will be more objective to the trigger. We will know exactly how to react or not allow it into a spot or not allow it to generate the spiral. See, intellect also comes at 4 stages. When the intellect is strong, the trigger comes, you immediately apply itself. The intellect is slightly weak, the trigger comes, some thoughts come, but the intellect then kicks in. Why am I thinking it like this? Why am I reacting it like this? So the trigger has already made some impact, but the intellect kicks it and damage, and then there is some, what we can say, damage control. Then the intellect comes at a much later stage. The trigger is already given a lot of emotions. Intellect is weak. After a long time, you're trying to deal with it. So as the intellect is strong, or the more the intellect is weak, the intensity of reaction, the trigger cause will be more. But if the intellect is strong, whatever be the trigger, the person is calm and composed. Now, most of the social media, I'm not saying everything, but many things the social media says, it's a distraction. Go for a walk, drink a glass of water, start painting, start watching a movie, start talking to somebody. You're distracting the mind to something else. But if the trigger has already created a lot of reaction, it's difficult to do it. But if you are able to, somehow you are able to distract yourself, to that extent the mind forgets it, but you're not dealt with it. You just shelved it for the time being. Dealing with it is through your understanding, through your knowledge, through your value systems. That why am I allowing that person's statement or the incident or the circumstances? So there you are actually examining it, and you're saying suppose the trigger is fear. I will say, what is there I will again use the solutions that I'm giving. I'll use law of karma. If there is something that is about to happen to me, anyway it will happen to me or it will not happen to me. So I take refuge in the law of karma. I'll go on to the other points about fear, but does this help all of me? So basically the intellect has to be used.
Yes, and basically, like you said, the law of karma, as to, when you're saying law of karma, it is coming from the more of a anxiety point of view as to what will happen to me. Or if something bad has happened to me earlier, will it repeat?
Correct.
So
correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
So that works really well when it comes to the anxiety part, and I've actually used it multiple times, after your sessions, etc. But I mean, it definitely helps for this also. But it's what I was mostly talking about is you're not so worried about what will happen, but you get stuck in the past. That why did 1, 2, 3, 4 happen with me? why did I allow this to happen with me? You know, it's a self-berating process
Right.
that you make, you know,
So
the negative way
even
towards
so
yourself.
right. Sorry, you finish. I got hold
That's
of
all. That's all.
one. So
That's all.
this trigger, that why did I allow this to happen? Why did I allow this to happen to me, or why did it happen to me? Um, this also can be addressed from the level of the. This also can be addressed from, so that way karma is a beautiful and a very very powerful concept which can be actually applied to all situations. Why did I allow this to happen to me? At that moment, my intellect was limited by capacity based on that circumstances. At that point of time, I behaved according to my capacity. Now I am wiser because of the past experience and perhaps knowledge. Now, if it happens, it will happen. So at that time, whatever my intellect was there or not there, based on that, I experienced it. From a destiny point of view, we say, see, destiny, now that whatever has happened in the past, from the point of destiny, we say, I was meant to go through it. I was meant to go through it. That is something I had to experience. Let's say, I don't know what example to give, but let's say somebody has gone through a rough. Give me example, or let's say
So
somebody has
let's
gone
say
through. I'm just
somebody has no, let's just say
Hmm?
somebody at work, you know, has been treated badly before,
right. So
and
what?
they are not being treated badly anymore. But
Right,
they are, even if somebody says something very small, which they are obviously being able to handle in that moment, more maturely because they have the wisdom, that particular incident will make them go back into the past and be like, I have taken some nonsense before, now I will not take it. First thought comes that.
right,
Second
right,
thought is like,
right.
why did I take this nonsense? Why did I not do this? I could have done the same behavior before. So sometimes, you know, with wisdom also comes regret, because you're like, why didn't I know this before? Why couldn't I, you know, like
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
what I'm saying. It's not
correct,
always to do
correct,
with it's often regret that we get lost. Fear also creates a lot of regret. But I think you've
right.
addressed my point.
Yeah, no, so fine, that's good. But suppose now the regret comes. Why did I not behave wisely? Because I am wiser now. And you have to also understand the futility of that regret. You learn a lesson from the past, but just by regretting and brooding about the past, you're spoiling the present. By regretting, oh, I shouldn't have done it, I shouldn't have done it. Given the circumstances and the caliber of the intellect or the mind, see, always there is a dilemma of choice. No, that was the best course of action, or that was what I was capable of. Now I am wiser, now I am better. So I should, with the past experience, with knowledge, I will deal with the present better. And also, you can look at it as a destiny. Maybe you did your best, but you were destined to go through some suffering. Thank God, now it's over. The worst is over. Look forward to a more positive future. So, in the present, we learn from the past mistakes. Um and look forward to the future with positivity. The more look forward to the future with positivity. जितना मन में positive रखेंगे उतना positive attract करेंगे. मन में नहीं, काम में भी. Think positive, feel positive, do as much as positive as possible. That is the simple formula to attract positivity.
Right.
And one more point about this past memories is that, see, we all want to be happy, but we foolishly retain the sad memories. We will be what we remember. Today I'm talking Vedanta because I remember Vedanta. I can't
Correct.
talk biology or chemistry because I have forgotten it. So now
Yeah.
we want to be happy. I want to be happy, but I'm retaining all the negative memories.
Right.
An insult is a very small thing unless you choose to remember it. So consciously, through understanding or by some magic, let go of all the negativities. Let go of all the things which hurt us. Remember consciously all the things which are blissful. I don't know how many of definitely not Sunny or Olumi. You would not have heard this example. I don't know, Sudhaji. Medhavi and Sheetal may have heard it. quest pata nahi. Recently, October, so maybe 6 months back, one young boy came to my Gita class. So when youngsters come, I also get a little excited. So it was a nice class. And 1 second now. Okay, it was a nice class. And after the class, he started talking to me. He said that 2 months back, his father passed away. So I said, I'm very sorry to hear that. Who else is in your house? He said, my mom is there. My grandmother is there. And then unasked, he said, I hate my mom. So I was like, okay, why do you hate your mom? He said, when I was small, my mom said, I wish I could have put you in the garbage bin. I mean, that's a very difficult thought to remember, that mother wanted to throw me in the garbage bin. But something clicked in my head and I said that, how old are you? He said, I'm 24. I said, all these years, who celebrated your birthdays? Who made your breakfast, lunch and dinner? Who sent you to school? Was it your mother or... So he said, yeah, my mother. I said, then you've forgotten all the good things your mom has done for you, took care of you when you were a little baby and whatever, all the things, all the birthday celebrations and all that. You're just remembering that one incident where in a fit of anger or in some context, he said, I'll put you in the bin. Rest of it we've forgotten. So now if you remember the negatives, the hurtful things, the session is at 7, but you can come and listen. I'm just talking something. You're most welcome to sit down. Namaskar, namaskar. You can come and sit, no problem. You can use the room. I'm taking online class, but you can listen to it. No problem. You can come and sit. Okay, no problem. You can have us. So just talking about memories. So we want to be happy, but foolishly, this is the mind. We retain the negative memories and make our present negative. So let go at consciously don't remember the negative memories. Consciously remember what is positive. It is difficult to say, don't think of the pink elephant. The moment I say, don't think of the pink elephant is in your mind. So it's an understanding. I should not think of the pink elephant, but consciously think of the blue elephant. Remember the positives, let go of the negatives. If you let it go, automatically apohanam happens, forgetfulness happens. So that's how you manage your memories. Memories is in the mind, your buddhi or the intellect. Your mind, memories is at the level of the mind. Use your intellect to manage your memories. Don't remember the stupid things. Even in terms of performances. Suppose I am anything. You can apply this principle to anything. I'm a tennis player. Now I won 8 matches, 2 bad losses. Now, if I'm all the time thinking of the bad losses, unnecessarily I'm remembering the sad memories. What will happen? As you think, so you become. Sad memories, sad person. But if I say, okay, chalo wo jo hona tha so ho gaya. 2 matches I lost, but 8 matches I came out victorious. Remember all the days where you were successful. Remember all the days where you were positive. As you remember the positive memories, you will have more positivity in your life. Mind will be positive. Any questions? So with respect to this emotion of fear, so dealing with negative emotions, any other emotion would you like to take up? Instead of me telling, anybody wants to address any particular negative emotion? Anxiety or hatred or I don't know. You tell me.
Jealousy.
Jealousy? Very good. Jealousy theoretically is easy. Jealousy, I think in Othello, Shakespeare writes, no, jealousy is the green-eyed monster. It mocks the meat it plays with. Basically, you know, when the cat corners the rat, it plays with it before it kills it. So jealousy entertains us till it finishes up. In Othello, Desdemona was the finest feminine character of all of Shakespeare's play. Of Shakespeare's written brilliant plays. Desdemona was the finest feminine character. She was like a goddess. The good qualities was that she found it wise in her virtue not to do more than she was asked to. She found it a wise in her virtue not to do more than she was asked to. Somebody came to Desdemona for help. Say, I want 500 rupees. She would give 500 and then she will regret, I should have given 700. I should have given 700. So she is ready to help, but she wants to help more. And she would never speak a bad word. So there was something happening. And I'm not going into the story. And she was crying and crying and crying. So the villain of the play, Iago comes and says, "Why are you crying, Desdemona?" So Desdemona says, "Am I that name, Iago? Am I that name?" उसको गाली दिया था, Desdemona को गाली पड़ा था, तो he said, "Am I that name?" So Iago said, "What name?" "That which my master said I was." So घुमा फिरा के English was like, that which the master said I was. She's not able to utter that. She was so refined, she couldn't utter that abusive word. And Iago's wife, who was the maid, the question was not direct to the maid. She said, he called her a whore, a prostitute. She was not asked, but she was she was very eloquent in saying that. So Desdemona was very refined. She was a giver. And Iago suspected, sorry, not Iago, Othello, out of jealousy. He was jealous that out of jealousy, Othello suspected that Desdemona loves another guy, Cassius. And she kills Desdemona and kills himself. Whereas this incident, there was no, Desdemona was fully faithful. She was a very beautiful human being, only devoted to her husband. There was no hanky-panky going on. There was no affair. There was nothing going on. Desdemona was fully devoted to Othello, but Othello's mind became poisoned. He suspected jealousy, and he became so jealous, he killed his divine wife and committed suicide. That's the power of jealousy. You can destroy yourself. All that, क्या हुआ था? The Iago is the villain. He only manipulated Othello, and he put the thought. See, she's looking at him. I think she likes him. And then there was a handkerchief, anniversary gift. There was a handkerchief Othello had given to his wife Desdemona. Iago got the handkerchief stolen and put it in whatever, the boyfriend's house. And then he made Othello see, the handkerchief is with him. The handkerchief you gave your wife is with the boyfriend. So that means this is confirmed that your wife is interested in that man. All Othello had to do was, where is the handkerchief? Clarify, just a simple clarification. Where is that handkerchief? And Desdemona said, I kept it here, it's not there. It was actually stolen. But the jealousy, the negative emotion was so strong in Othello. He kept suspecting, the jealousy became so strong, he killed Desdemona. So, I don't know why I gave the story, because now it's difficult to remove the jealousy of Othello. All that he had to do was ask. I can. See, two things is jealousy comes when there is a. Sorry.
Can you tell us first what is jealousy?
What is jealousy? Jealousy is a negative emotion. Negative emotion means it causes mental agitation, where you feel where you're not happy that others have more than you, or in this case, something which. Sorry?
I think the answer is, because I think the answer, Bhasadji, is jealousy is a inferiority complex. If you feel you're inferior in some ways to someone else, in that can trigger two emotions. Trigger an admiration that guy is more accomplished than me, and look what he has done. The other negative emotion of appreciation is jealousy, which is because of that inferiority, I start to dwell in my own mind. Oh, look, that person is having this, and he may have done something right or wrong, or he's driving that car or whatever else. And it's a root cause of a lot of pain in human society, because they can't appreciate with their own things, and because there's lack of forgiveness as well. I think if you start to yourself first and start to work on yourself, then the jealousy would not be so. But it's very hard, because a lot of people don't have that knowledge, and the path of knowledge which you are giving, path which helps us overcome those emotions. I think so. That's the key,
Right,
isn't it?
Right. So you're right. Inferiority complex is there. If we have inferiority complex, so basically jealousy is an emotion, negative emotion. Negative means it causes agitation of the mind. It comes when you feel others have more than you. So I'm inferior, others have more. And it could be any level. The other person has more money or a better car, or he's more successful, he's more talented. Any form of jealousy could come. the other person is more happier, so I'm jealous of his happiness, I'm jealous of his family. It could be anything. Other person has more, I have less. So yes, we have to work on ourselves. See, let's not say difficult. Everything is difficult before it becomes easy. If you try, it's not impossible. Driving a car is so difficult in the beginning, but then now we are driving effortlessly because practice. So we gain the right knowledge, we keep applying it. It's not difficult to overcome jealousy. A time comes, the moment there is jealousy, you say, no, I should tackle this emotion. I will say genuinely, the other day I heard my colleague, or I saw a picture of my colleague getting a bouquet at a public event. Immediate first reaction, I'll confess, first reaction is, oh, he's getting a great lecture. Second reaction, he's my friend, I'm happy he's done well. So when the intellect is not there, there is jealousy. But once you get the intellect in, you can tackle it. So how do you tackle it? Jealousy always happens when there is otherness. You're not jealous of your son has done well. You're jealous when other person's son has done well. With your own people, we are not jealous. No, ideally, we are not jealous that our family is doing well. We are jealous other families doing well. So where there is otherness, there is jealousy. So we have to bring in that oneness. Vedanta says, Vasudeva Kutumbakam, the whole world is my family. So where there is true love, where there is genuine feeling of oneness, no, I alone must be happy. So I'm just giving you this story, because I'm sure some of you have not heard it. There is a dharma. Dharma says, whatever you wish onto others will happen to you. Quest को तो बताया मैंने बहुत बार, फिर भी I'm repeating it. Whatever you wish onto others will happen to you. So we must genuinely wish the good of others. Which means if others are happy, you're happy. I was I'm still, but I was a big Roger Federer fan. Now, moment Nadal wins, I am sad, I am depressed. But now I have to just shift it. That Nadal's fans are happy. The moment you shift it, your sorrow goes away. You are moved away from your sorrow to the other person's happiness. So it's identifying that, okay, that person is happy, let me be happy for him. That comes from the feeling of oneness. I'm giving you a story to highlight how what we wish on to others, it comes back to you. There was a person with a sick mind. But he prayed and prayed so much that God came down with a certificate that you have prayed a lot. Whatever you want, you will get. But there was a condition. What was the condition? Because he had a sick mind, the condition was, whatever you get, the neighbor will get double. Now, if you are good people, we will say, let him, paane do na, chalega na, I am getting what I want. Neighbor is getting double, let him go. He prayed for one Mercedes, neighbor got two Mercedes. He prayed for a villa, neighbor got two villas. He prayed for 10 lakhs, neighbor got 20 lakhs. I am getting what I want, no, I should be happy. No, he became jealous. Why is he getting more? Not only become jealous, now he started thinking how I can harm him. It's called narcissistic pleasure or sadistic pleasure, where you are happy when others suffer. Dangerous it is. So he said, God, take away one eye, neighbor lost both eyes. God, take away one hand, neighbor lost both hands. God, take away one leg, neighbor lost both legs. Now he is happy that neighbor is suffering. But karma functions. He had one side working, he got a paralytic attack, he also lost the other side. He wished that to his neighbor, it came back to him. So now both are without eyes, legs and hands. But our person, he has the boon to ask God for anything and God will grant. So he said, God, give me 2 eyes. God came down. He said, I can give you 2 eyes, but I can't give the neighbor 4 eyes. Where will I put 4 eyes? It has to be within the natural parameters. So then this guy said, okay, give me 1 eye. Neighbor got both eyes. God give me 1 hand. Neighbor got both hands. God give me 1 leg. Neighbor got both legs. So ultimately, neighbor has everything. He is stuck with 1 hand. Initially, he wished harm to the neighbor. It came back to him. So you must feel a sense of oneness. Treat others exactly how you would treat yourself. So where there is a genuine feeling of oneness, you will be able to control the jealousy. Let me be happy for that person. Then you bring in law of karma. Like I said, you start admiring. Suppose you want to also reach that state. He has reached that state because he deserves it. Whether they have put in more effort, he deserves it through more effort. So if you want to reach it, you admire that person, you get inspired. Replace jealousy with inspiration. Let me also become like him. You put in more effort to deserve that state. Jealousy is agitating you and you're pulling that person down. Inspiration is you are admiring that person. Thank you, Sunny. I learned that word now. You are admiring that person. Now you are inspiring yourself to reach that state. So tackle jealousy with feeling of oneness and feeling of inspiration. If Othello genuinely loved his wife, it's okay. She has a good friend. No, she has to be with me only. And a clarification. He allowed himself, his mind to get sort of colored by some negative person's opinion. He had to just say, Desdemona, kya ho raha hai? Are you still in love with me or are you studying love that person? Just a transparent conversation. And if he's truly loving, okay, if you are friendly, what has he have that I don't have? Or she would have said, which handkerchief? It is in the cupboard. It's not there. What happened? How many times will the villain steal the handkerchief? So, but if when the jealousy grips you, you are not able to tackle it. Avni, is it okay, jealousy? Genuinely be happy the other person is more, because that person is like your brother or sister or your family member. How would you treat that person if that person was your family member? Vasudeva Kutumbakam. So you have to keep reminding yourself, keep repeating yourself. The whole world is my family. And why are we feeling jealous if others have more? And then karma. They deserve it. Now, if you also want it, so see, suppose I am not jealous that Vaibhav Suryavamshi is hitting so many sixes. I can't be that player. I'm happy he's doing it. But suppose now one of my colleagues is giving better lectures and that is making me feel jealous. Jealousy will pull me down and nothing, I am suffering. So what will happen? Let me be inspired. How is he giving such good lectures? How is he able to, gain the respect of his class members? So then I inspire myself to become like him. So jealousy should be converted into inspiration. Jealousy should be overcome by a effort to feel oneness with the person you're jealous of.
So,
Usually for Quest, I take 45 minutes. Since there is so many people from so many places, I'll take one more negative emotion. I'm doing something positive. Or एक negative emotion कौन सा? Anxiety, hatred. क्या आता है? Fear.
Self. How do you stop being so critical towards your own self?
So, see, okay, one story that is coming to my mind, and then I'll go to it. Story related to this. So, in Samudra Manthan में क्या होता है? There is a Milky Ocean. Milky Ocean actually is your pure mind. And then there is the mountain, Mandara Mountain, I think, Mandara Mountain and Vasuki snake. And they are churning the ocean. First thing that, when you churn the ocean, first thing that came out is halahal. Halahal was poison. So everybody ran. And out of his divine compassion, Lord Shiva came and took that halahal. And it was poison. And they say 1 or 2 drops fell down, and that's the cobras and scorpions. They are the poisonous creatures who took that little bit of halahal. Rest of the poison, Lord Shiva took. Parvati came running and held Shiva's neck. That's why Shiva's neck is Neelakantha. His neck is blue because poison is in the neck. The symbolism is, when we start, particularly the spiritual journey, or any time, particularly spiritual journey, but any time, suddenly when you become aware of your negativities, oh, I am not punctual, oh, I am selfish, oh, I have jealousy, oh, I am lazy, at one point you are happily jealous or happily lazy or happily indisciplined. Suddenly now you're becoming self-critical. Oh, I am like this. Particularly when you study the scripture is saying you have to be perfect, you have to be balanced, you can't be compassionate even to your enemies. And now all these negative, suddenly you feel, oh my God, I'm so bad. You become self-critical. So that's where you keep your critical emotions about yourself at the level of your neck. Means don't allow it to affect your head and heart. Be objective. Okay, today I am like this, but now I'll put in effort to become better. There's no point sitting and crying and, oh, I'm like this, I'm like this, I'm like this. So directly, Poulomi, one is not only at one level we have to be kind to others, you have to be kind to yourself also. Today we are limited. Today we are where we are. Now, if you are too self-critical or too harsh to yourself, again, who is suffering? So their intellect understands, okay, today I'm limited. I didn't have the right guidance or the right training, if all this knowledge was given to in school, we will be different. Now, unfortunately, we have been denied the right values or right guidance. So therefore, I don't have that proper value. But now it is a great leap in your evolution. At one point, you were not aware of your negativity. Now you are able to criticize yourself on your own, that I don't have these negative qualities. Next step is to be objective. Don't be too harsh on yourself. Now be determined to change yourself. I remember Swamiji once saying that there's no point crying, oh, I am late, I am late, I am late. If you really mean that you are lazy or late, get on to being on time. Why you're sitting and just, what do you call that? Reveling in that negativity. Oh, I did this, I did this. If you feel genuinely you're not right, get on to the positivity instead of being too, don't get caught up in that criticism. At some point, it's important to be aware of your weaknesses and positivities and weaknesses. Then you will not get affected by what others think of you. I'm just giving an additional point. We are so dependent on what others think of us because we have not assessed ourselves properly. If I am clear about myself, that I have certain weaknesses, there are 3 weaknesses I have, and I have certain strengths. I can wake up easily in the morning, I can play football, I can give Vedanta lecture, I am very nice to people, I know my strengths. Now somebody criticizes, I'm not going to be bothered because I know myself well. So it's important to spend time to understand yourself. Vedanta helps you to understand yourself. Vedanta helps you to understand, okay, these are my strengths, these are my weaknesses. Don't have to be too critical about your weaknesses. If you are genuine in overcoming your weaknesses, you will approach it intellectually. Today I have this, I'm not going to be this person tomorrow, or I'll put in effort to overcome it. It requires patience and perseverance, but don't get disheartened. It's okay. So it's very important to be kind to yourself. We are not a machine. We're not like you feed it and every day we'll do the same thing. We are human beings. It is, to err is human. To make mistakes is human beings. Suddenly you can't become like a robot. Robot may not make a mistake. We can make mistakes. So you understand yourself that, okay, you're not encouraging your negativities, but you have to be kind to yourself. Does that help? I don't know. Does it help? Any other question? Nahi to chutti. We'll all be sad that class is ending. No negative emotions. We are happy that class is ending. We'll end with the prayer.
Thank you, Vasab. That was helpful.
Yeah. Okay. We'll end with the prayer. Prayer. Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. When we genuinely understand the meaning and chant such prayers, all negativities will run away. But this is momentary inspiration. Slowly you have to work on ourselves. Take up each negative emotion and deal with the intellect. Keep dealing with it. Not once, thousands of times. As many times it comes, you have to fight. That's the symbolism of Krishna fighting on that serpent. It goes on fighting. As he's fighting, new heads come in that serpent. So one negative emotion goes, another comes. One negative goes, another comes. You have to continue the fight till the mind is fully positive. So it's tough, but not difficult. I mean, it's tough, but not impossible. You have to try it. Just make that attempt to try. And you can see the benefit. Okay, I start with jealousy, and then I'm jealous with this person. That means I'm not considering that person as my sister or as my brother. He is like my brother. He is my sister. Then you identify with him and you actually feel happy. Within 5 minutes, actually, from a negative, depressed state, you can pick yourself up to a happy, blissful state just by sheer application of thought. It's not easy, but not difficult. You are aware of the negativity. Earlier we are not aware of it. Now we are aware. Then you have done Vedantic information. You apply that information, consciously identify with that person and feel that joy. So within few minutes you can change, or within few hours. yesterday there was a family, Sudhaji, there was a family. We spoke to them for, I was like, we started at 10:30. We went on speaking till 10 to like after lunch. So they are not here, so I can openly say the wife started the marriage by considering the husband's family as my own family. But so that was very nice. She was very, very sacrificial, very, very like she considered her mother-in-law, father-in-law, sister-in-law as her own sister, her own parents. But they were not reciprocative. They were whatever. They treated her as a daughter-in-law only. So after doing this for 15 years, she's now exhausted. So she came to a conclusion. Now I must be a daughter-in-law to my husband's family, not a daughter to my husband's family. And now she has made some changes. So then they were discussing this. So I said, you've gone through some experience. You were a lovely human being in the past. You were very sacrificial. You were very unselfish. Now, after the experience, have you become a person who is not as sacrificial or as unselfish? So kind of she agreed that now she has changed. So I said, you can still, what the mistake was not in treating the husband's family as my own family. The mistake was in expecting the reciprocation. She expected the husband's family to reciprocate the way her family reciprocates. That was the mistake. The wrong expectations. So I said, you still consider, I mean, the positivity we ended it was, fortunately, the husband and wife were on the same page. The husband agreed that my family didn't treat her properly. So that way they were on the same page. But the conclusion was, she can still treat the husband's family as her own family, but she should be careful how much she's giving. She should give according to her capacity. If she gives beyond her capacity, then there'll be a problem. And no expectations. She suffered because she was expecting and feeling hurt that they are not reciprocating. They are reciprocating. So you can give, you can be sacrificial with a clear understanding. I don't need the reciprocation. I am happy with what I am doing, and what I will do, I am dictating terms. They are not dictating terms. I don't know whether I've explained it properly, but why are you allowing the other person to become make you an inferior person? You can be still as sacrificial, but without expectations. Earlier she was sacrificial with expectations. So now I know there will be nothing coming, but still I'll be good to my capacity. If you go beyond capacity, there will be exhaustion. Avni, bolo. Avni, tell me. Go ahead.
So, with regards to this, what happens is that the opposite person does not realize how much they are taking away. So, they're not. I mean, reciprocation is one thing. Other is just sapping out the. Just keep on receiving from the other person, and then of course one gets tired, and it's very obvious and natural to expect something, right? So, I mean, 15 years is a long time in this example. It's not like she's asking for
Yes.
it.
So, correct. See, I'm saying that with a proper understanding and proper application of the intellect, she could have reduced the damage considerably. Meaning, what I'm trying to say is, if after 15 years, as you said, 15 years is a long time. The intellect should have kicked in well in advance and understood that, okay, here is a family. They don't have the same values as my family. So I should treat them as my family, but what will come out of is nothing. So you give what you're supposed to give. And see, if you let your happiness be dependent on negative people, you are going to suffer. Why are you letting your happiness be dependent on idiotic people? You should be happy that I did my part. You follow your dharma. And here, spiritual alignment helps a lot. See, when I'm sacrificing without a goal, it seems like a compromise. When I'm sacrificing without a goal, it feels like a compromise. But I am being a good wife, I am being a good mother, I am being a good husband, because the more I sacrifice, I'll purify myself and evolve spiritually. Then my effort is promoting my spiritual evolution. I'll be supremely happy. So there is a lack of knowledge. You are unnecessarily letting your happiness depend on negative people. You can use that as a spiritual jackpot. That person is negative. That person will suffer. But I will still, I'm not doing you go beyond your capacity. as a mother, as a wife, as a daughter, as a sister, whatever you think is right, you do that and you oblate it to your goal of spiritual. And I am being dharmic as a mother or a daughter or a sister because I will do my dharma because I want to realize the self. I want to evolve spiritually. Then your effort is helping you evolve. Then there is no frustration. In fact, you will have a supreme satisfaction. I did what I did. Even to a negative person, I did what I did. So
Basabji, can I say something? Can I
Yeah,
say
yes,
something?
Sudhaji.
So,
Yeah,
Basabji, see, she should do whatever's giving her happiness. See,
Hmm.
they come from a different. They may be not good people or bad people. They know nothing better. Their bringing up is of a particular style. They don't know, their heart is not so open as hers. So she should do as much as what's giving her happiness. Then she won't expect. If she's doing it for show or for others, then you feel always
Sorry.
yourself, then
Hmm.
you are kind of
Sorry, repeat the
satisfied.
last line. Repeat
No,
the
if you're
last line.
doing, so if you're doing it for yourself, like you do it for your children, you do it for your mother-in-law, you do because you are made that.
Correct.
And
Correct.
then you'd not be disillusioned. But
Correct.
if you
Correct.
do for someone to appreciate you, for
Correct.
some
Correct.
return, then there is always disillusionment.
Correct.
Yeah.
Particularly when you're expecting selfish people to be unselfish. So you do it what you have to do, and your happiness in doing what you have done. And again, law of karma helps. If I am unselfish in any transaction, the divine will take care of me. There's a
And
divinity that
Basabji,
keeps on.
they not
Huh.
necessarily have to be selfish. See, everyone's brought up in a
Correct.
different
Correct.
way. The
Correct.
value
Correct.
system is so different of everybody. They don't know what
Correct.
to go
Correct. Correct.
beyond a
Correct.
point. So
Correct.
you have to
Correct.
forgive them because they don't
Correct.
know
Correct.
anything better. Maybe one day when they see her doing so much, they will change and get her value system.
Correct. Absolutely right. So they may not be negative. May not be consciously aware that this person is
Yeah.
suffering. So sometimes you have to just
Yes.
try out a normal conversation. So so the what we have to learn from all this, if you have an alert intellect with higher values, you can deal with any situation and not become negative. You can find the positivity in anything. Or if you're suffering, you don't have to prolong suffering for 15 years, no? You have to ask, why am I suffering? What am I doing? There is no assessment of the other people at all. Why do you have to give beyond the capacity and suffer? See, in fact, if you have a positive goal and you go beyond the capacity, it will give. See, suppose my goal is to win a tournament and I am preparing beyond my capacity to win the tournament. I'll get supreme satisfaction that I am becoming so sacrificial to achieve my goal. But here the goal is not there. Here is just I'm being good so that they reciprocate. So that through knowledge we have to adjust. We can be different. We can reduce our suffering. We don't have to suffer so much. So she got into negativeness where then now she started considering husband family as your family. My family is my family. So they were very receptive. So we were able to come to a conclusion. No, I can still consider my husband's family as my family, but they are different. Not necessarily negative. They are different. So when you understand they will be different, then there is no wrong expectation. There is no suffering. And you decide how much you want to give, but you be a giver. But how much you give, how much you have to give, you decide. Let them not dictate terms to me. You have to say sorry. Okay.
Thank
Now
you.
prayer is also no more prayer. Thank you, Satish. Thank you. Hari Om. Hari Om, everyone.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.